I did change the resolution to a 1080p resolution because 720 is just awful quality. So it's now set to 2580 by 1080. So it's the same resolution as my desktop. So it's going to be kind of a letterbox looking thing, I think. But it's, you should at least be able to see the content. So let's see. So this is where we're at with, I'm going to close this for now. This is where we're at with turn 3. This is basic training combat mission start of turn 3. So I don't think I did anything yesterday. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going through this. Okay, let me go back to that in just a second here. I got this open, this open, this open. Nope. Oh, I don't want that open. I want this open. I got to remember where these buttons are now. I switched them around. Nope, not that one either. I'm still here. I am still here. This one? No, this one. Okay. This one, I guess I can... This one I can leave open. All right, so this one over there. And then we're going to go this one back here. I do want to have, though, in my I do want to copy some things over. I want to copy this to here. I want to copy this to here also. Put this over here, this over here. Okay. Switch back to VASSAL. And then switch over to Fields of Fire Manual. Which page am I on? It's really interesting because when I opened this up before, it had the bookmarks here for all the different chapters. And when I use this on my phone, it has the bookmark for all the chapters. But now over here in the app, it does not. So what page is this going to be? Like 15? Run 2. Yeah, this is it. I'm going to bring this down one step here. Actually, a couple of steps. So where are we in this? Okay, so this is our current situation. The LMG is pinned. This litter team is pinned. This squad is a full squad. So now it's telling you about checking line of sight. So the way line of sight works, is that every unit has a line of sight to an adjacent card. So these cards are adjacent. The LMG team and this area, this woods on this hill, has a line of sight to this adjacent card, but then also through this card, it has a line of sight to this card because the borders on this card are clear, are white. It does not have a line of sight to this card because line of sight only goes in a straight line. It doesn't go in a straight line and then over, or a straight line down here and then down. It doesn't, that's not what it does. Turn 3. Turn 2. Turn 3. Okay, so we drew what, card 45? Is card 45 still in here? I'm not sure if I did this yesterday. I did not draw 45 yet. Okay. We're going to draw 45 off the top. See if I can just flip it with... I cannot. You have to draw it. Oh. Card number 45. I guess just doing what I did changed it. Okay, we're on card number 45. So, gives us 2 commands. We saved 2 commands in the previous turn, so move the first platoon HQ command marker across the box 4 on the command display. So we're going to move this over here. And we currently are in this phase down here. We're in the platoon HQ company staff impulse. So this is the friendly command phase. And we don't have a battalion. Well, we do have a battalion. It's off board. The battalion activates the company HQ. The company then HQ then pulls a command card to activate platoon HQs. There's usually 3 platoons maybe on the map. So we select the HQ that was activated. We draw a card to see how many actions it gets. We just drew this card. It gets 2. We had 2 saved, and so now it has 4 commands. So it's going to use all 4 commands to move the anti-tank bazooka team straight forward in here to support this unit here, and we're going to turn this, we're going to set this as being exposed, which is Control X. It's going to move. Basically, the first platoon HQ is going to order itself to move back to the staging area in column 2. Now, see how I got to the fire team side? I don't know. So I'm going to flip that. And why? Control P is supposed to be pinned. Control F is supposed to be flip, but it didn't flip. Oh, wait. I moved it to the wrong card, maybe. Yeah. Staging area, column 2. So let's go back over here. It's going to come over here. And we're going to get rid of the pinned. Okay, so I just moved it to the wrong area. That's probably why it didn't work. We're going to move the mortar field or forward observer to straight forward into the open fields. Brave guy here. So this is going to go, it's going to get an exposed marker on it. Then we're going to order the squad 2 of platoon number 1 to move straight forward to support the forward observer. And he gets marked exposed. Don't forget to mark the units exposed as they move, since 2nd Squad, 1st Company, 1st Platoon have a range of L, long range. They open fire on the German light machine gun in the woods. So right here you can see they have, on the right-hand side, there's an L, which means they have long-range fire. So same area would be point blank, so there'd be a P here. if you're able to fire into the next area, then that would be a C for close range. And L is long range, and L is long range, and V, as in Victor, is very long range, which would be like 3 or more areas you'd be able to fire at. So now this squad is going to get a PDF marker on it. So we go up to our marker pieces. We go to VOF markers. We can do a PDF marker right here. We drag this down here. So it is shooting through this field into the woods at this machine gun. And we're also going to put down a crossfire marker on the woods because it is receiving fire from here, here, and here. Oh, it's receiving fire from here, the orchard, and from the field. So that is a crossfire. The VOF does not upgrade, nor do we add a second one, as both 1-1 and 2-1 squads have the same small arms VOF. Yeah, the S on here stands for small arms. Small arms, long range. And the small arms VOF, which is a modifier to their fire, is 0. So you don't need to put another one on here because it's already at 0 modifier. The command markers flip to its activation completed side. Well, after I move for this and for this, oh, I already used all of them, right? Yeah, this and this. So it should have been flipped to this side. Now we flip it to this side. Activation completed. Skipping through the company headquarters initiative impulse. Okay, we're going to skip through this. Now this is the activation segment is where your battalion activates your company, activates your platoons, and then your platoons can give your command orders to the squads in the platoon or any attached units of the platoon. Now we're in the initiative segment. So the company initiative impulse, the platoon HQ initiative impulse, and the staff impulse, we're skipping through that because these have already, the company's already been activated. They activated the first platoon. The first platoon was activated. They activated the squads. And so now we're down to here. They activated their squads, and then we don't have any staff. We don't have an executive officer or a sergeant. So now we're down to here. General impulse. We're hoping for a command here so the mortar can attempt to dislodge the LMG with a mortar barrage. So what we do is we come back up here and we draw number 17. And the only reason I'm doing it this way is because I actually want to see the card. See the card that we draw, number 17. And there's 2 commands which are have to 1. So we have one command. We use the command to have the mortar forward observer make an attempt to call for fire. We draw 2 cards from the action deck. There is no base number of cards to draw for a call for fire. The number of cards is indicated in the mission instructions for each campaign. Okay, just checking my deal over here. So normally on these draws, not all of them, but on some of them, they're just kind of lumped under a category of you draw 2 cards to get a result. The cards have they have symbols on them. I'll go over that when I draw this here. Number of cards drawn is indicated in the mission instructions for each campaign. We are looking for a burst icon, which would indicate success. We draw cards 4 and 41. We draw card 4. Okay, that has a burst. That indicates success. I'm going to do this. Let's pull it down here. And we're going to draw card 41. So we draw 2 cards. That's according to the mission and the campaign instructions, which is predetermined by the campaign. On the first card that we drew, we got a positive result. But it says draw 2 cards. You always draw the number of cards that you are instructed to draw. Was it 41, I think, right? Four and 41. So we got a result right away, but you still draw the same number of cards that you're supposed to. Now, these words come into play. This symbol comes into play. This comes into play. This is your random number generator down here from 2 to 12. So instead of rolling dice, you draw a card. You look under the number that the game tells you to. Like it might say, draw look for the result like you're rolling a 1 die. So 1 die would be, you got a 5 on one single die. Maybe you rolled a 4-sided die. You got a 4. Or you rolled 2 die and you got, you rolled a 9-sided die and your result was an 8. You rolled 2 6-sided die and your result is an 11. So that's how you randomly generate results. So we draw cards 441. Number 4 has a burst symbol, so our attempt is successful. It is important to always draw the full number of cards, even if successful draw is made early. Not only does this help keep the deck well shuffled, but a call for fire has a small chance of catastrophic failure. Great. A short round. You can read about this and other details of utilizing off-map fire agencies in the rulebook section 716. Section 7 includes details on all kinds of special weapons, unit types, and techniques that can give you an edge over your opponent. Don't worry about learning everything in here at once. Check the rules as required and slowly build up your abilities as a company commander. So, take these off. I don't need these on. Man. So this is kind of like Advanced Squad Leader. This Advanced Squad Leader, you pretty much became a rules lawyer. That's what we used to call ourselves. Okay, get out the law book. What's the law say? Yeah, we became rules lawyers because you have to remember let's see if I can find it up here. I gotta get that. Over here. This goes up here. I hope I won't fall. I don't know if I'm going to be able to grab this one. I need to strap myself in. Yeah. So this is my Advanced Squad Leader rulebook. Now I do have this in plastic sleeves. Oh no, this is actually the scenario book. So these are scenarios. Let's see. These are scenarios for Advanced Squad Leader, which you can play on VASSAL. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this or not. Show you my rule book. No, but man. Anyways, so my ASL rule book is the size of that 3-ring binder. Same size. And there I go. What's this? Alrighty then. So this is my ASL rulebook from back in the day. Incremental IFT. Index and glossary. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6. Let's see. A to Z. Glossary A to Z. Now see, this was back before PDFs. So, and then this is not for the faint-hearted. This shows you some of the text here. Yeah, this is not for the faint-hearted. So this is infantry and basic game rules. They talk about the counters, the map boards, basic sequence of play, infantry movement. There's rules for carrying weapons. A support weapon may not move by itself. It must be carried or placed on a vehicle by infantry, cavalry, or at some cost to the latter's movement factor allowance or allotment. Stacking units, fire attacks. There's firepower modifiers, point blank fire, target selection limits, long range fire, area fire, advanced fire phase. There's how many phases? There's like 8 phases in the game. Yeah, so section A, which goes into section A, which goes into the basic rules of the game. Section A is 44 pages. And then you get into section B, which is terrain. Section B, terrain, which includes structures and stuff like that, pillboxes, foxholes, stuff like that. That's 30 pages. Then you go into ordnance and offboard artillery. That is 21 pages. Then you go into vehicles. Vehicles is 20 pages. So yeah, it's got got a lot. It's got a lot going on in here. I'm actually losing some pages here. Come on. Get. Be nice. Be nice, game. Losing a whole section here. The ordnance and offboard artillery is going offboard. Yeah, so that's advanced squad leader. And you can see it's got a lot of other sections in there too. So basically that's what you did. You became an advanced squad leader player. You you know, there's an index and everything. You try to learn the rules. You try to learn them as best you can. You try to track them as best you can, because if you don't, there's a rule at the very front of the book that says if in the course of play, like say there's a movement phase, because there's these phases in the game. And like I said, like 8 phases: movement phase, defensive fire phase, movement phase, advanced fire phase, rally phase. There's a bunch of different phases. So if something happens in one phase and you go on to the next phase, there's something in the rules that says you can't go back and change what happened in the previous phase. Once you go on to the next phase, it's done. Consider it done. Unfortunately, I had the unfortunate, I and others have had the unfortunate experience of people that you play against gaming that. They game it and they will try to get away with doing something that's against the rules. And if you miss it, as soon as the next phase starts, and you might catch something, the first thing they'll say is, "Oh, we can't go back and change that. It says in the rules we can't change it." Like, it just happened like 10 seconds ago. Yeah, but we can't go back. We can't change it. And of course, it'll always favor them. So yeah, you have to be a rules lawyer. You have to know the rules. You have to watch people like a hawk. You have to watch people like a hawk, because people will use that to cheat. But anyways, let's go back into VASSAL. Okay, we skipped through the initiative segment. What happened? We got the burst. The reason I mentioned catastrophic failure, because in squad leader, I forget if you roll 2 dice and you roll a snake eyes or boxcars, one or the other, or maybe both, it's a weapon malfunction. And then if your weapon, you can try to repair the weapon later. If your weapon malfunctions again while it's malfunctioned, then it's eliminated from the game. So, let's see. Did I do any major damage over here? No, I just need to clear more space. I've got a whole big little. I got a tub like this, one of the plastic storage tubs. And it's like full of like manuals and stuff, for dishwasher, washing machine, dryer. And who knows? I've probably got stuff in there that's 25, 30 years old. I just need to go through it. Let's see. Section 7 includes details on all kinds of special weapons. We already talked about that. Don't worry about learning everything in here at once. At least in this game, it's a solitaire game. If you make a mistake, you can go back and fix it. Or you can just say, you know what? It's not going to affect anything in the game. So basically what they tell you in this game is they tell you as long as you have things properly marked, like right in here, you see all this down in here, as long as you have the areas properly marked by the beginning of the combat phase, you should be okay. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, my game is shipped. So I got a message from UPS. My game has been shipped, and so it's supposed to get it on next week sometime. Section 7 includes details on all kinds of special weapons, unit types, techniques you can give your and techniques. We'll take a -3 pending fire mission marker and place it on the woods. Okay, so we got the marker pieces. We go up here to, I think it's a -3, right? Not white phosphorus. Let's go back and see what it says again. Do 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 do. Let's see, Bangalore torpedo. So it'd be nice if there was a search function in here. You could search for stuff. It says take a -3 pending fire mission marker. Now that wouldn't happen to be under like one of these markers, would it? Let's see. Pending, not that one. Not control, not cover. I think it'd be under here. Pending, okay, here we go. Pending fire mission, okay. And put it on top of the woods. Now see, I'm kind of a stickler for this. The marker says -3 pending fire mission. Oh, it said that's what it says over here. Okay, we take a -3 pending fire mission marker. Okay, so no complaints. Place it on the woods. The mortar barrage will land shortly before the combat effects segment. In addition, we take a mortar concentration marker and also place it on the card. Ooh boy, concentration, huh? Concentrate fire? Okay, well let's see if we can, if this is the one that we're looking at here. Crossfire pin, mortar concentration. No, it's not that one. It looks like it is a green marker. Order concentration. So see, what would be nice, like I said, is if there was like a search function. Concentrate fire. Do 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 do. Maybe that's under unit pieces. No. I don't know. Not that one. Like I said, that'd be nice if there was a search function up here. That says concentrate fire right there. This says it's a mortar concentration marker. So again, alphabetical order would be nice. Might be in here. You know what? If I can't find it, I'm just going to put order concentration. There we go. Okay, it's under control. Okay. Now this is going to be even more devastating because they get a +2 for being in the woods, but a -1 on this roll because of air bursts. They would set if they're firing into woods, they would set the mortar to explode. I don't know how they do it, but they set the mortar to explode like 20 feet off the ground, 30 feet off the ground. So the mortar explodes, it shatters trees around it, and the shrapnel from the trees is what the dangerous part is. So you got these tree shards and branches and pieces of tree and stuff just shooting out around the explosion of the mortar, and it just multiplies the damage that is done by the explosion. Mortar barrage will land shortly before the combat. Take a mortar concentration, place it on the card. This concentration marker makes it easier to call for fire in the same location later in the mission, as the coordinates are now recorded and the mortars are locked on target, so long as the firing agency does not fire elsewhere in the meantime. This concludes the friendly command phase. To recap, we've now used 3 different actions from the actions menu. We've activated our higher HQ to activate lower HQs. We've moved units to an adjacent card, mark the unit exposed. We've made an attempt to call for off-map artillery and mortar barrages. Also, so later in the game, we might see like a mortar section that is on the map, and we might also see the mortar forward observer. So the artillery and mortar forward observers, they call in off-map assets. You can also have mortar sections that will actually be on the map that can also fire mortars. They cannot fire out of woods, though. If they're in a woods hex, they can't fire. We skip the enemy higher HQ event segment and the enemy activity check segments. We skip these over here. We come down here. I don't think there's a capture segment. Let's see, enemy activity. So we skip the enemy activity phase. What did it say down here? We skip the enemy higher HQ event and the enemy activity. Oh, we go straight to the enemy activity check segment, which would be over here. Anybody watch me stumble over my stuff? Now, the German light machine gun is currently pinned. Picking up our enemy activity check hierarchies player aid, we turn it over to the back and locate the enemy LAT/pinned activity check hierarchy. That's a mouthful. So we grab our charts, come over here to enemy activity. This is the enemy LAT pinned enemy LAT pinned activity check hierarchy chart. I can't make this any bigger. I don't have the I don't have these over here to make this bigger. Zoom in, zoom out. So we're just gonna have to like eyeball it. So now, if everybody could just hang on for a second, I would like to blow my nose. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Back and better than ever. It doesn't matter what the unit was originally. I'm up here now. All LAT pinned units use this chart. So if it's an LAT, which is a limited ability team or something, it doesn't matter what it was. If it was a squad, if it was a whatever, all LAT units, like the assault team units that I had on there, or pinned units, use this chart. Working from the top, we make our way down the chart until we find a situation which matches the current situation. Pinned under cover is the first one we reach that applies. And so basically over here, you start at the top, pinned on same card as an opposing unit and not under cover. No, that doesn't apply. Pinned on same card as an opposing unit and under cover. No, there's no opposing units on this card. Pinned, not under cover. It is under cover, it's in foxholes. Pinned, under cover. That's the first one that applies. So you go down through the list, that's the first one that applies, and so you don't keep going down. You always stop at the first one that applies. On the LAT pin table, it doesn't matter what tactics the enemy are using. The column on the left is for units in visual verbal communication with a leader. The column on the right is for those without. There are no leaders present, so we draw a random number between 1 and 4 and look at the right column. Okay, so with leader, no leader. They're not with a leader. We're drawing on this one right here. We're going to draw a random number. We're going to draw a random number from 1 to 4. So that's going to be like, we're going to look under the 4 column, the random number 1 to 4, and then we're going to see what that number is. But first we have to find out which card to draw. We draw action card number 25. And it's right there. Pull that one over here. And on 4, we've drawn a 2. So on a 1 or 2, there's no action taken. You don't do anything. They don't rally. They don't fall back. It's no action. The German light machine gun team are still mostly concerned with keeping out of the line of fire and shooting at us sporadically. They do not cease firing. No action simply means no orders have reached the light machine gun this turn. They will, as all units do, continue to fire at opposing units in line of sight without having to be told to do so. Moving on. Take a bite of this. The coffee's cold. Moving on, I have a roll of paper towels down here. One will come in handy for that. Moving on. We double check to see if the litter team isn't going to do something in the mutual capture and retreat phase. Litter teams will help casualties retreat if there are any around. There are not. There's a litter team over here. There are not any around. And may be captured if on a card with an enemy unit. Not the case here. So straight on to the next phase. So we did this right here. Capture segment, no. Retreat segment, no. AT combat and vehicle movement phase, no. Mutual combat phase. So all combat is considered to be happening simultaneously. We move to the mutual combat phase. Fire mission update segment, right over here. Fire mission update segment. Remove existing incoming and airstrike volume of fire markers. Flip pending markers to their active sides. So, in this segment, all active fire missions are removed and all pending fire missions become activated. We have a pending fire mission on the woods, so we flip the counter over to its activated side. We flip the pending over to its activated side, which is incoming. In addition to potentially causing a lot of damage, incoming mortar and artillery blocks line of sight. More specifically, it blocks all line of sight for any units under it and also blocks the fire of anyone trying to shoot through it to a card beyond. I like to call them areas. I like to call the cards areas because card is kind of immersion breaking, you know, to the card beyond. This is just a toy game. Units outside will continue firing into a card with an incoming marker, although likely the most effect they will have is a crossfire modifier, as incoming tends to be the most powerful VOF on the card, on the area. We remove the German light machine gun's PDF marker as it is no longer able to see or fire at the orchard due to all the dust and smoke. And we remove the VOF marker from the orchard. Our litter team is no longer under fire. Skipping the potential contact evaluation segment, we reach the pinned recovery segment. In this segment, we check every card for pinned units, which are no longer under a VOF. These units automatically become unpinned. This will result in any units exerting a VOF to upgrade from pinned fire to their basic VOF. So usually various VOF markers will need to be updated at this time. In this case, our litter team recovers. We remove the pinned marker. They do not have a VOF rating though, so there's nothing else to update. The German light machine gun is still under fire, so it does not recover from being pinned. Unpin. Combat effects segment. Looks like there's now only one card under a volume of fire that we need to calculate combat effects for. How quickly the tables turn. Indirect fire is more effective in areas with trees, as the rounds tend to burst in the canopy, showering the target with hot shrapnel and big bits of tree. Big bits? Big chunks? There is a burst icon on the woods and orchard cards indicating that this modifies the net combat modifier by -1. So the net combat modifier for the LMG is terrain. So this is fire on the LMG. The terrain is +2. The burst icon is 1. -1. Foxholes is +1. Pinned is +1. Incoming mortar, -3. Crossfire, -1. So what do we have? We've got 2, 3, 4, plus. We have 3, 4, 5, negative. So we're at a -1 is the total combat modifier. Note how being pinned has actually added to the defensive bonus of the light machine gun. They are far more interested in using whatever means possible to get away from our fire than actually engaging us right now. We draw an action card. It's number 31. Also, it'd be nice, since I did this before, and I just reshuffled the deck basically from the previous game I was using, or the previous, because this is like the third. First there was movement, then there was movement and finding the enemy, and now there's combat with the enemy. So it's like the third in this same sequence. So I've drawn other cards. You can see the other cards up here that I've drawn before I actually shuffled this deck. It'd be nice if you could shuffle the deck. You could unshuffle the deck basically and just have it go back to in ordered state. So 31, if I'm making any sense with any of that. Checking the combat results table under -1 over here. You got that right there? It's a hit. We draw a second card to see the effects of the hit. It's action card number 40. So what we're looking for here in this card is you're looking under line. That gives us a result of P under line experience. So these are the different experience levels: veteran, line, and green. So it is a P. The German light machine gun has suffered severe damage and its crew are paralyzed with fear. As with all hits, they also suffer a pinned result, but they were already pinned. So all hit results result in a pin also. P is for paralyzed. We replace the light machine gun with a paralyzed team and put the pin counter on it. So the light machine gun goes away. I don't know if, can you flip this? No. Okay, I guess we just, we're going to unpin this. We're going to delete it. We're going to go to unit pieces. We're going to go to Germans. We're going to go to leader spotters, LATs, paralyzed. We're going to bring that paralyzed here. And then we're going to mark the paralyzed one pinned. So they are paralyzed with fear. Okay, replace the light machine gun with a paralyzed team, put the pin counter under it, or on top of it. Having been removed from play, the light machine gun team counter is placed back in the German unit counter mix. This paralyzed team can never rally back into a light machine gun team, but a new light machine gun may enter the map later using the same counter. Exposed markers are removed from all units. Well, let me see if there's a light machine gun. There should be one in here. All machine guns. Yep. Got 4 of them actually. 5. So I think it just deletes the counter from the board when you right click on it, hit delete. It just deletes the counter from the board, not from the counter mix. Let's see. This fairlighting never actually has been new machine. Okay. Expose markers are removed from all units. So this this VASSAL mod has a cleanup button up here. You just click on cleanup, so you'll see here that this these guys are exposed. It will cleanup will remove the exposed markers. You can see that happening down here. They're gone. And the command marker is reset. There are no PDFs to update. 1 and 2 squads are not aware of the psychological state of the German units in the woods. So they just keep firing. They're like, we don't know that they're paralyzed. They're still under a foxhole. They're still in the woods. They're still only a -1. So we don't know why they stopped firing. Get drawn into an ambush if you go forward now. Yeah, this is set. We go to game turn 4, right? We were down here. Just to keep this kind of updated too. Turn 4. Nothing to do in the friendly hire HQ event phase, so we move on to the friendly command phase. Nothing to do here. Friendly command phase here. And we start that off by what? How is things looking over here? Things seem to be looking pretty good. Okay, so company HQ activates first platoon HQ. We flip the first platoon HQ command marker on the command display to its commands available side. We flip it over here. And we'll put it over here. The first platoon was activated, so you can draw cards for commands in the symbols. So now we go from the company HQ impulse to the platoon HQ company staff impulse. We go from here. We're already done with this. We already finished this. Bing, 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 bing. We are down to here. We draw the top action card from the deck. It's number 36. Hey. That's right there. Number 36. Draw a top action card. Number 36 gives us 3 commands. We move the first platoon HQ command marker to the number 3 box on the command display. We move it over here. What if this updates? Oh yeah, this should have updated a while ago. We're going to increase this to 1 was on a VOF. I think there was actually 2 on a VOF. It would have been different contact. Yeah, I don't think they've gone into that yet, though. We feel that moving people forward at this point is a good idea. So we'll keep up the attack on the German light machine gun team, just in case. First platoon HQ uses 2 commands. Move itself forward. I guess move itself forward. Where's its helmet? Where's the guy? Where's my... Okay. That's the only card there. 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 I think I messed this up. Not terribly, but I'm going to order him to go over here. Now, somehow, I don't know where it is. Somehow, I think maybe I'll just go up here and grab it. 9th Infantry. We're going to go to leaders, core units. We are using what? We're using 1st Platoon. So we're going to grab 1st Platoon HQ and put him back on the map. I don't know how he got off the map, but he did. Oh, there he is. Now, how do these guys get flipped over to Fire Team? I don't understand that. See, it's saying that he's pinned. Oh, man. Let's just go delete. Come back up here, grab you again. You're coming over here. Okay. I was looking at the wrong area. He was still in the staging area. It would have been nicer if they said, move it from the staging area. Was he exposed? I didn't mark him exposed yet. Okay. And then he's exposed. Okay. I mean, I need to be more aware. Order 2nd Squad to move to the front left to join the litter team. Okay, we're up there. Carry out 2-1's move. First, its PDF is removed. Oh, okay. Since we're moving, so I don't have to do anything special. I can just say, hey, move, and then it's understood that he ceases fire. And then the crossfire is gone also, which is okay because we've got a -3 on here for the but now it's still going to be a +1 next time. -4. Oh, it's going to be even. It's going to be a 0. So basically you're telling it to move. So you remove its PDF and the crossfire because we move the unit into the field, marking it exposed. So it's no longer maintaining fire on this unit. It's no longer maintaining fire here. So you remove the PDF, you remove the crossfire that was on there. Okay. We move the unit into the field, marking exposed. Then we immediately open fire again from its new card at the woods where the paralyzed remains of the German squad LMG team are in line of sight. So he's moving from here to here, so they're still in line of sight, and so they go back on the offensive again. Let's see, we're going clockwise. Now that would get the crossfire back, right? PDF mark is placed between the orchard and the woods, and a crossfire mark is put back in the woods. And I'm going to go back over here. Okay. I didn't know I was going to do this again. So back to status quo, just from a different area. So we did all that. We added the PDF marker. We placed it between the orchard and the woods, and a crossfire marker put back on the woods. 1st Platoon HQ saves 1 command. So he had 3. He went up here and ordered the 2-1 to come over here. So here's one command, and then we flip it. Initiative segment, skipping the company HQ initiative impulse and the platoon HQ initiative impulse. Let's go over here. Friendly command phase. It's just one big, they lump it all together. So we're skipping this. We're skipping this. We skip this. We skip, we go down here. We go to the general. The general initiative impulse. We draw an action card, check the small number as we get action card number 27. Action card number 27. Oh dear, where's 27? There it is. Okay. That's 2 commands. That gives us 1 general initiative command, as this is a single platoon mission. And in single platoon missions, when you're drawing for general initiative, you have this number. You divide it by 2, basically. So that gives us 1. Gives us 1 command. So what do we do with that 1 command? There's plenty of things we could do with this command. There's a bazooka on the right, itching to be fired. Or one of our squads could be made to concentrate fire on the paralyzed team. None of that is going to make much difference, though, so we opt to use the command on the litter team and have it rally. This is an automatic success, as the litter team is not under a volume of fire marker. So what do we do now with that then? Rallying LATs takes them up 1 level of combat effectiveness, from paralyzed to litter team to fire team to assault team. So our litter team is replaced with a fire team. Unlike a litter team, fire team has a volume of fire, so it joins in the firefight and starts shooting along the PDF. No changes are made to the VOF on the woods, though, as the fire team also has a VOF rating of small arms, and that is not better than the 1-1 or 2-1's firepower, or the -3 that we have on there from the mortars. So if I flip this over, what happens? So we're going to remove this. We're going to put on here a LAT. A fire team. So it goes paralyzed, litter, fire team, assault. So our litter team is replaced with a fire team. We use 1 new action from the action menus in this friendly command phase this time. Ensuring that PL platoon headquarters are keeping your units in fighting shape is an important part of your job as CO. You'll find yourself ordering staff to help out with rally orders quite often, especially while your platoon headquarters are still green. This order upgrades a litter team to a fire team. I wonder if it upgrades a fire team to an assault team. It requires an attempt draw if the unit is under a VOF, modified by the experience of the HQ giving the order. It can also be carried out by HQs on themselves and any units on themselves with general initiative commands. So if the unit was under volume of fire, it would require a draw, and I think then the word rally would have to be on the card. They can still do it with a general initiative command without an HQ being there. But if you want to use the HQ to modify the card draw with the HQ's experience, then the HQ would have to be in the same area. Have to have line of sight, I guess. What's it called? Verbal visual line of sight. Each rally upgrade is a separate action on the rally actions menu. And so a succession of rally orders can be given in 1 impulse if the HQ has enough commands. Enemy activity phase. We skip the enemy higher HQ event segment and go straight to the enemy activity check segment. Right over here. Now this guy is in a world of hurt. He is paralyzed. He is pinned. He is. Now see, I think in Advanced Squad Leader, pinned units actually got a negative. Maybe it's just a negative combat thing, but I thought they also got a negative modifier for incoming fire. So if your unit was pinned, it got a negative. It got a negative modifier to outgoing fire. It got a negative modifier to incoming fire. I've got the rules right here. You can just look it up, but I don't think I'm going to. Enemy activity check segment. Checking the LAT pin chart, we work from the top and locate the first chart which applies to the pinned German paralyzed team's situation. So we're going to go up here to charts. Let's see what applies. They're pinned on same card, no. They're pinned on same card, no. They're pinned under cover. This was the last one. 2 or more assault teams, no. Assault team, no. Assault team, fire team, no. Fire team undercover. Leader on fire, spotter, sniper, weapon, action team, litter team. Paralyzed team, not on an opposing unit's card. This is the one all the way at the bottom. Yeah, there's no other. So went all the way down through here until we got to paralyzed. So now we're going to draw on 2. And the tutorial is going to tell us what card to draw. Oh, the first one, right. Pinned undercover. It's the same thing. Ah, okay. I'm looking for, well, it's paralyzed. But the first one is still pinned undercover. It's pinned, it's undercover. So it's the same one as before. The right column applies. There's no leader on the card. We draw an action card. It's number 48. Number 48. It's right there. Number 48. And we're drawing on a 4. It's a 4. Oh. And a pinned undercover of 4 is a fallback order. The right column applies as there's no leader on the card. We draw action card 48. It's a fallback. The paralyzed team has decided it's had enough of being shot at and manages to get away into the woods. The enemy unit moves backwards towards the top of the map. Finding no more cards there, it is removed from play, and the rest of the turn passes uneventfully. Now, see, I was watching a video, like I think when the game first came out, or maybe it's like 5 years ago. I think the video was done. And when cards fell back, he drew another terrain card for them to fall back onto. But I guess in this case, according to this, the team moves backwards, which we did, towards the top of the map, finding no more cards there. It's removed from play. Okay. In later turns, we can cease firing and move our units up to secure the woods. Fields of Fire offers a lot of tools for company commanders to put to use in trying to achieve their objectives. Just focus on the ones you feel confident about using. No CO memorizes all the techniques and puts them all to use on their first time in the field. Read about your special units in Section 7. Experiment with moving around the map and putting cover to use. In your next attempt at the course, some of the following actions may come in handy. Concentrate fire. This order can be given to any unit with a base VOF. So that's small arms, automatic fire, heavy fire, automatic or single small arms. 2 cards are drawn. If at least one has a crosshairs on it, a concentrated fire marker is placed on the target, which can be a single unit out of cover or a stack of units under a cover marker. Each concentrated fire marker gives a -1 bonus when calculating the net combat modifier in the combat effects segment, but uses an additional point of ammo that turn. Concentrated fire is covered in detail in section 7. So it may be. Anybody watching me? No. It may be. I think the next assault course is going to implement some of these. Grenade attack, order your bazooka to fire. Order any unit with a VF rating to carry out a grenade attack. Rally to remove pin markers. Infiltrate. Note that besides the action move within a card, 4.2.2.f, a unit cannot perform the same action twice in an impulse. Okay, I don't see the asterisk up here though. Where's the asterisk this refers to? This example is just one approach to the platoon assault course. Go back to the start. Try it again, attempting to achieve the following objectives. Carry out a successful point-blank grenade attack. Be sure to study the rules on return grenade attacks and critical hits in section 7.1 of the rulebook. Capture the German light machine gun team. See section 8.15 for details on how to take prisoners. Successfully carry out an attack with your bazooka team. Yeah, see, I don't see this. There's an asterisk here. I don't see an asterisk up here. I guess I could go up here and do a search for it, right? Now let me search for an asterisk. No results found. All right, well, let's do assault course run 3, potential contact. There's your PC markers. In run 2, we practiced how to take on a known enemy, outflank them, engage them with the weapons at our disposal, pin and finish them off with a close assault if they don't retreat. I didn't practice that yet. I didn't practice close assault. However, so this game is going to be like Squad Leader in that I'm going to be referencing the rules all the time. However, enemy positions will very often be unknown. In this next exercise, we will introduce the potential contact system. This uses the same map and US units as runs 1 and 2. In addition, we will prepare 5 enemy packages that may appear during the course of play. The objective of this course is to secure the woods on the hill, column 2, row 3. This means the card must have US units present and no enemy units. Prepare the following enemy units and markers. Yeah, I'll pull those out as I need them. This is the complete counter mix available for enemy placements of this course. In this course, if the potential contact system calls for placement of enemy counters which are already in use, ignore the draw and select from the packages that you are able to place. If nothing is available, there's no contact. An enemy unit that is removed from the map becomes available to use again later. In addition, we need some potential contact markers, 3 B markers and 3 A markers, and the activity level markers. Place 1 A marker on each card in row 1. So let's go ahead and set up the map. I'm going to come back up here for a second. Oh, I think I can here and then go here. Let's go up here. That's good. Let's go over here. Flip back and forth between these two. Okay. What time it is? It is 12:40, so I got about an hour. We can get into this a little bit. Let's go into here. I'm going to set this to, we're going to decrease this to no contact. We're going to delete this one. We're going to control D this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We're going to take these guys. We're going to change this to not exposed. I'm not sure where he's going to want to start these guys. So let's just come over here. That's 2 of 1. Where's 1 of 1? There's 3 of 1. There's the mortar forward observer. Bazooka. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, I think this one just gets deleted. So potential contact marker A. They are over here, PC marker A. So PC marker A is the top one. So that means when I go on here, it's automatic. Contact is automatic. Place 1 A marker on each card in row 1, 1 B marker on each card in row 2. Place the no contact marker at the top of the map. Place contact level and PC markers are used to determine the enemies encountered through the mission. From now on, whenever the map situation changes, we check to see if the current activity level needs to be adjusted. The activity level affects the chances of new enemy packages being placed on the map, as will be explained in the following playthrough. Package. We will use the following enemy package tables to determine the enemies we encounter during this assault course. Incoming mortar, light machine gun in foxholes, light machine gun with no cover, squad in foxholes, light machine gun in bunker. And depending on, on the potential contact A counters, we will be using a random number between 1 and 4 on the 4 thing here. And then on the B, we'll be using one between 1 and 5. Full details of the package placement system can be found in the rulebook in section 8. Check the rules for placing enemies in 8.43. If it's not obvious where to place a package. There are times when a lot of different rules apply to a specific situation. Fields of Fire is not supposed to be a logic puzzle in which one incorrect move will destroy some internal balance. If certain modifiers or enemy placement instructions are forgotten, so be it, play on. Chances are the situation that has occurred is plausible. And if it makes for a good story later, who's to say it didn't happen that way? 3 rules to bear in mind when placing enemy packages are: respect the counter mix. Redraw if there are not enough counters to place the package. So meaning, if there's no other light machine gun available, then redraw. And if it showed up under this, if it showed up a 2 of 4, then redraw to get another result under the 4 column. Don't place a new enemy package on a card which already has enemy units. Now, see, I think, again, I like it if we said, don't place a new enemy card on an area which already has enemy units. But I think I did that in one of my earlier scenarios. I was playing the keep up the fire scenario, and actually wound up with 2 heavy machine guns in bunkers on the same card. And I guess that's not supposed to happen. You don't place new enemy packages on a card which already has enemy units. You would draw for a different card, I guess. Enemy units placed on the map must also be able to open fire on the unit which triggered them. Redraw if rules 2 and 3 mean it is not possible to place the package. Special rules. The German units in this run are using hasty defense tactics. See the enemy activity hierarchy chart. Okay, so let's go to that chart. So this one, you come over here. So they're going to be under here, hasty. The Mortar Forward Observer has 2 fire missions of 81mm mortars and draws 2 cards when attempting to call for fire. These can be tracked with ammo counters or on a piece of paper as you like. If successful, a mortar attack with a volume of fire of -3 will be placed on the enemy. Other weapons, bazooka, German, US machine guns, do not track ammo in this assault course. So let's see. I thought there was a thing up here with ammo. So I guess what I can do is with the mortar team, they have what? 2 fire missions of 81mm mortars. And flip it. No, I don't think it's that one then. I don't think it's that one. Mortar FM? Oh, mortar fire mission. Okay, that's what I need. So we're gonna use ammo, use ammo. So we're gonna go down to 2 fire teams, or 2 missions. If successful, other weapons, bazooka, do not track ammo in this assault course first. But other scenarios, they do track ammo. When you run out of ammo, you're done. First, step through the example, then try it by yourself using the objectives at the end of the guide. The potential contact system means you are never sure what you will encounter or how tough the fight ahead may be, or will be. Step-by-step example of play. For this example, put the sequence of play next to your map. You will follow closely throughout the exercise. This exercise will focus mainly on the friendly command phase, the enemy activity phase, and the mutual combat phase. Although some other phases will not be used, we will step through the complete sequence of phase of play in order to help you remember when you come to more complex missions. After stepping through the example, reset and try the mission a few more times and experiment with the different combat and rally actions available to you. Aim to secure the wooded hill by about turn 6. The wooded hill. So when I'm done with this, let's see, what do we have? Light machine gun. Oh, I need to get light machine gun out here. Unit pieces. Light machine gun. Machine gun 1 of 1. And we're going to put them on card number 2. Put him over here. Drag all these guys over here into the staging area. Okay. Okay. All right. So come down here. Turn 1. Friendly higher HQ event phase. That never happens on turn 1. We're going to skip that. The friendly higher HQ event phase never happens on turn 1 anyway. Friendly command phase. So we're just going to jump right down to friendly command phase down here. And then we're going to activate. As in the other platoon assault courses, the battalion HQ is not present. Orders will be communicated to 1st Platoon HQ from an off-map company HQ. The company HQ is always in communication with the platoon HQ, and besides activate, they cannot give any other orders. As before, commands are not tracked for the off-map company HQ. All right. Flip the 1st platoon marker over. We're done with that, so we're going to do this. We're going to flip this guy. And then we're going to pull for orders. We draw the top action card from the deck. It's card number 1. Well, let's reshuffle. Card number 1. It's going to be hard to find. There's 41. Card number 1 is 6 commands. We check the large number top left. It's a 6. Good start. Now, there's no contact. So that means that, what are they? Are they green still, or are they line? Let's see what it says. HQs gain a +1 bonus to the commands draw when the contact level is no activity. So 1st Platoon HQ gets is placed on the top half of the box, the command track, with 7. Rolled 6, gets +1 for no contact up here, and he's got 7 commands. As indicated on the command display, the maximum number of commands an HQ can use during a daytime mission is 6. At night or in poor weather conditions, collectively known as limited vision, it is 4. 1st Platoon HQ is determined to flush the enemy out, so spends 3 commands to send the 3 rifle squads forward into the open fields in skirmisher formation. 1-1 to the left, 2-1 to the straight ahead, and 3-1 to the front right. Ooh boy, this is going to generate some action here. Because each one of these potential contact markers are going to get checked. And we're going to get some action. All 3 are marked exposed. Of course they are. Good news, Xfinity says. We ran a test that shows you've got over 100% of your internet plan speed. We ran a test that shows you got over 100% of your internet plan speed. Okay, let's see. I got about 45 minutes maybe. So we're down here. All 3 are marked exposed. 4 commands are saved. So we're going to save. We used 1, 2, 3 commands. We're going to save 3. So So I'm going to mark him flipped, activation completed. In the platoon assault course, Company HQ is sending in orders from the off map in the activation segment, so there's nothing to do in the Company HQ initiative impulse. The first platoon HQ was activated this turn, so it cannot act in the platoon HQ initiative impulse. So Company HQ was already activated, and it activated the platoon headquarters. They were activated, and they drew for commands, and they got 7 commands. So they do not draw on the initiative segment. This is only for units that have not been activated yet. There's no company staff to activate, and so we come down here to the general initiative impulse right here. We draw action card number 31. We get how many commands? 2 halved, so divided by 2 is 1. Get 1 command. And that happens because we only have 1 platoon in action. One or more of the rifle squads we just sent exposed in the open field is going to make enemy contact. Maybe all of them will. We just don't know which one. So we guess and decide to spend the command on 2-1 squad and have them seek cover. Of course, the second squad of platoon 1 are trained soldiers, so they have a squad leader to guide them. So they're doing their best to find cover in the terrain already. This is represented by the cover and concealment value of the terrain card up here, which is none. There's no cover there's no cover naturally in this open field. There's no natural cover. So what they're going to do is, but there is 1 cover available, and they are searching for it to try to find it because they are out in the open. They don't want to be out in the open. They want to find some cover. And so what they're going to do is they're going to draw 2 cards, and they're going to look for the word cover up here, like on this card that we just drew. They're going to look for the word cover, and then they're going to, if they find cover, it's going to be natural cover, but it will give them a +1 cover. Oh, let's see. Yeah, the cover and concealment value of the terrain card is 0 for open ground. The attempt to seek cover action is an attempt to find that one location which is slightly easier to defend than anywhere else, perhaps based on additional information that wasn't immediately available to the squad. This often needs HQ or staff direction, but on a good day, a squad can manage on their own initiative. That's what this is down here, the general initiative impulse. There's 1 command that basically I can give to any unit to act. The terrain card indicates the base number of cards to draw for this attempt and also the maximum number of additional cover markers we can place on the card. An open fields card allows for just 1 cover marker as indicated in the bottom left. The bush symbol indicates that any cover discovered will be +1 basic cover. So over here you can see on this card over here, there's a bush symbol with a 1 in it. That means this is basic cover, but it does give them +1. As a base draw of 2 indicated by the bottom center number. We draw 2 cards and get number 48 and number 2. Number 48 and number 2. You just never know when you're going to find cover. Number 48. Oh, it's got to be in there somewhere. It's got to be up here somewhere. And number 2. Okay. No cover there. We got to find, and then we got to draw number 2. Down here at the very bottom. Cover? Nope. Contact. That was number 2, right? Yeah. Neither of these cards display the word cover at the top. So the attempt failed. The general initiative command has been expended, so we move to the next phase. No enemy events that take place during this course. No enemy events take place during this course, and there are no enemies on the map, so we skip the enemy activity phase. We're going over here. We skip the enemy activity phase because there's no enemies on the map, which would be over here. So we skip the mutual capture. We also skip the mutual capture and retreat phase and the anti-tank combat and vehicle movement phase. We skip those. Come down here to the mutual fire phase, or mutual combat phase. We don't have any fire missions, so what we do is we come down here to potential contact evaluation segment. Nothing to do in the fire mission update segment, so let's dive right into the potential contact system. Potential contact evaluation segment. In this segment, we check every card which contains both a PC marker and one of our units or a friendly unit. There are 3 cards to check. The 3 open fields on row 1. The 3 open fields on row 1. The results of each potential contact check will affect the results of further checks, so we must check them in random order. I think the only thing that isn't done in random order, at least this far that I've gotten, is infantry combat. Because they say infantry combat, it happens simultaneously. And so it all happens and then it's resolved and VOF markers are adjusted and PDF markers are adjusted and all that. So you can do it in any order, and they suggest that you do it like from left to right, top to bottom order. But everything else, it's done randomly. We assign each card a number, 1, 2, and 3, or each area. We assign each area a number, 1, 2, and 3. We draw an action card and check the random number chart at the bottom of the card. It's card number 25. Card number 25, where are you? Right there. Pull it off. Check it's number 25. Look under 3. It's number 2. So the first event is going to happen on this card, number 2. The chance of making contact with the enemy depends on the type of PC marker, A to C, with A being the highest threat level and the current activity level of the map. So the chance of making contact depends on the type of PC marker and the current activity level. The current level is no contact, which most missions begin at. And we look up how many cards we need to draw on the potential contact draws chart on the charts and tables player aid. Okay, this is the combat. Not this one. Infantry combat, probably this one, not this one. Engagement priorities, no. No. Enemy contact. Yeah, potential draw. Okay. Let's snug it up here a little bit. It's a little easier to scope out. So the type of PC marker that we're looking on this one is A. And we are under no contact. So it is automatic. There's automatically going to be, for each one of these areas, there's automatically going to be contact. So you can see here, if this was under contact, we would draw for A, potential contact A, we would draw 7 cards. If we were under engaged, which is, I think contact means there's a volume of fire marker on at least 1 card. Engaged means there's volume fire on 2 cards, and heavily engaged means that there's a volume. I think heavily engaged means that there's an enemy unit and a friendly unit both in the same area. So, and then what you do is you cross-reference A, B, C, and this is the number of cards that you would draw, and then you'd be looking for the word contact up at the top here. And then you'd resolve the contact based on another chart. But this one is auto. That means that contact is automatically made. So we'll go back over here. The chance of making contact is based on the PC marker and the current activity level. Current level is no contact. We look up how many cards we need to draw on the potential contact draws chart. It's auto. The chart indicates that at no contact, a PC marker A is auto. This means there is no draw to be made and we have enemy contact. There are 5 potential packages in the assault course enemy package chart. We draw action card number 6 and check the PCA column of the package placement chart. Which one did they say? 6? Looking for number 6. What number are we looking under? Okay, so we look under the placement thing here. Okay, package. We have a PC, we have a potential contact marker A, and we are looking on the 1 to 4 chart. So up here we have a 1. So number 4 on the 6 card, 1 out of, you roll a 4-sided die, basically, and we got a 1. So 1 is incoming mortar. -3 volume of fire with no spotter, and it doesn't say it's not spotted. Okay. It doesn't say, oh, it's got to be offboard mortar. It's on the triggering card. And there's no spotter. Sometimes it might tell you to put a spotter on the map also. Let's come down here and see what it tells us to do before our team gets wiped out by an incoming mortar that the game has that the tutorial has so graciously given to us. The result of 1-4 is package number 1, which the package list says is incoming mortar. So let me go over that with you again, because I was kind of confused by this initially. I was kind of confused by this initially. I'm like, what is this? 1-4, 1-4, 1-5? What is that? Well, this is the random number that they want you to use to resolve this. It's like rolling a 4-sided die. Some of these, it might say 1 of 10. There might be 10 different packages. It might say a number of 10. Like if we had drawn and the card had said 2 to 4, it would have been package number 2. If it was a PC potential contact B marker, and it's on the you're going to look at the number 5 when you draw a card. If it's 3 to 4, it's going to be the 4 package. If it's 2 of 5, it's going to be the 3. If it's 1 of 5, it's going to be the 1, etc. I kept looking at this initially. I'm like, what does this mean? Well, that's just the number they want you to look at under the random, basically under your RNG. They want you to look at the number, in this case, under the number 5. What number is under the number 5? Over here, they want us to look at the number 4. Which number is under the number 4? It's a 1. So that way we go over here. PCA, if it's 1 under the number 4, then it's package number 1. Then you cross-reference this one. Package number 1 is incoming mortar. I hope that makes sense, because when I first was looking at it, when I was reading the rules, I was like, what does that mean? What is that? Result of a number 1 being pulled under the random number, a random number 1 being pulled under the 4 is package number 1, which is the package list says incoming mortar. -3 VOF with no spotter with placement instructions on the triggering card. Incoming packages always drop onto the unit that triggered them. So the important bit to take note of in the enemy description is that no enemy spotter is going to be placed. While on the map, enemy spotters make attempts to call for fire in exactly the same way as your units do. Their target priorities are covered in 8.10 or 8.1, enemy indirect fire spotters. But in this case, there's no spotter to worry about. You just got to worry about a -3 incoming mortar package. Just the mortar bombs raining down on the second squad of the first platoon. Let's hope they found someplace to take cover. They did not. The PC marker is removed and an incoming marker with VOF. So this is one that I wanted to know about too. Because I kind of Googled it because I saw some people removing the marker and other people not removing the marker. So I'm like, and I Googled it. Are you supposed to remove a marker? And some people said, yes, you're supposed to remove it. And some people said, no, you don't remove it. This says you remove it. So they are going to have this removed. Yeah, return to stack. So remove this marker. We put down a volume of fire, -3. And it's not pending, I don't think. Where did we find that before? Oh, it's incoming. So it is this one. And then you flip it to incoming. Okay. But in this case, there's no spotter to worry about. Just the bombs dropping. Let's hope they found someplace to take cover. They did not. Because game, you did not give them someplace to take cover. Pending side of the counter is not used in this attack. It will take effect right away in this turn's combat effects segment. The mortar is already landing amongst your troops before they know what has hit them. At this point, before any other PC markers are checked, the activity level changes. There are 4 levels. No contact. No contact means no volume of fire or primary direction of fire markers are on the map, and no enemy units have been spotted. Contact means one friendly occupied or enemy occupied card is under a VOF marker, or there is at least one spotted enemy unit on the map. So this is like they were saying. So basically, as soon as this happens, you check the contact level. 2 or more occupied cards and you're engaged can include friendly occupied or enemy occupied cards are under VOF markers. Heavily engaged, 2 or more occupied cards are under VOF markers. At least one of those cards has both enemy and friendly units on it. We began the mission at no contact. The incoming marker we just placed on 2-1 squad's position increases level to contact. Come up here, change this to contact. We're in contact with the enemy. And the way we know that is because we got mortars dropping down on top of us. It's not uncommon for the activity level to jump up to engaged or even heavily engaged as a result of placing a single package. The activity level counter is flipped to its contact side. I'm going to go back up here again because... Don't place a new enemy package on a card which already has enemy units. Okay. So you can place a new enemy package on a card that already has friendly units on it, but not enemy units. We draw an action card and refer to the random number chart to see which card we will check next. There's only two areas remaining. We name them 1 and 2, drawing action card 50. So here's 1, here's 2. What did I do? Yeah, I'm going to spare my squad. No, it's got to go down here. I'm going to put it up here under the enemy. Incoming enemy. No. It comes down here. I don't know why I put it up there. So this is 1. This is 2. What card do we draw? Game. We draw number 50. One or 2. It's number 2. So we do this one over here next. The area in column 3, card number 2, area 2, will be checked next. This time the potential contact draw chart indicates that we should draw 7 cards to check for enemy contact. Why? Well, because we are under contact, and it's an A that we're resolving, and so we draw 7 cards. And we're looking for the word contact up here. If during this draw, now I've seen people do it different ways. If they get to a reshuffle card, they reshuffle automatically. But I'm reading that if you get to a reshuffle card, you continue drawing cards until you get to the number of cards that you're supposed to draw, and then you reshuffle. Let's see which cards he wants us to draw. But, well, 7 cards is a lot, and one of them inevitably comes up contact. Remember to draw all 7 cards to ensure good rotation of the deck, even if contact appears early in the draw. Okay, so it's telling us to draw. So we're going to draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's contact. 6. There's another contact. 7 and 8. So we got 2 contacts. We did have contact, but we draw again on the enemy package chart. 30 is drawn. And we're looking again under number 4. Number 4. Card number 30, right? Is that what it said? It's going to be up here somewhere. Might have to I'll see it in here. Number 30. Well, let's reshuffle, since I'm doing this anyways. Reshuffle into deck. Now let's look for it. 30. There it is. Okay, on number 4, it's number 3. Let me show you again. So we're basically rolling a 4-sided die. That's what you get right here. And the number 3 comes up. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's see if anybody... Can you still hear me? Testing microphone. Yup. But nobody's watching, so it doesn't matter. It does matter. It matters to me. Trying to do this right. Okay, so what do we do under the 4? It was a 3, and the way that we found that is because if you go up here, these are the these are the special like scenario rules. These are what's available. That tells you where to put the contact markers. It tells you what the enemy package table is. So most of those are like scenario specific. So what did we get? We got a it was a PC potential contact marker A, and it was a 3 out of 4. So we got the second package. The second package is light machine gun and foxholes. It's not spotted, and it's a random card on row 2. So then we have to draw a random area on row 2. So we have to draw for the area that it's in. So let me go back to the deal down here. It'll tell us that anyways down here. All right, so we're down here. Package 2, light machine gun and foxholes will be placed on a random card in row 2. So what we do is we do the same thing. Cards 1, 2, 3, and we draw another action card to check to see if we're going to place the package in column 2 or column 3. Oh, it's random. Totally random. I thought it would be, yeah. Both of which have line of sight to row 1, column 3. Row 1, column 3. This has line of sight here. This has line of sight here. Okay, these cards in row 2 have line of sight. This card in row 3 has line of sight here. It's card 38, and under the 2 column, we get a result of 2. So we place the light machine gun in a foxhole's field fortification in column 3, because we did what? The first one is column, if we drew a 1, it's column 2. If we drew a 2, it's column 3. So we drew a 2 on card number 38. Let's verify that, card number 38. Let's see if there's a typo in there or somebody didn't do the right. Somebody's trying to spoof us or whatever. And card number 38 is right here. It is right there. So let's see if the number under the number 2 is a 2. It is. So that's good information there. You have to draw it to see where it's going to be placed. Has to be line of sight. So it's going to be placed up here in the woods because it has to have line of sight, and it doesn't say the range. I haven't seen him talk about the range yet. So we're going to place an LMG in Foxhole's Field Fortifications, column 3, and as the package table indicates, we mark it unspotted by placing an unspotted marker next to the unit, or flipping the PC marker to its unspotted side and using that if you prefer. Let's see, guys. Is it placed in the package in column 2 or column 3? 2, 3. It doesn't say exactly that it's on the woods. Column 3. So maybe it'll show me like what it looks like now. Well, let's see. I'm just going to put it up there. Let's see what happens. So light machine gun, we go up here to unit pieces, we go to Germans, we go to light machine gun, I'm going to drag these guys down here. I'm going to put a marker, cover marker, foxholes over here. Okay, we're going to put a PDF marker. Volume of fire, PDF marker is going to go here. I don't know though, because it says something about placing, it says something about placing between something and orchard. And then this one gets an automatic weapons fire marker on it. Okay. We draw an action card to check if we're going to place the package in column 2 or column 3. Both of, column 2 or column 3. Column 2 or column 3. Okay, well this is totally, what I just did is totally wrong then. Okay, so these are rows. What am I thinking? Okay, so it's going to be here. That's why he's talking about orchard. It's going to be here, column. It's going to be in column 2, either here or here. Why couldn't it be in the same? Why couldn't it be in the same card? Column 2 or column 3, both which have line of sight to row 1, column 3. Row 1, column 3. Okay. Well, I don't know why it couldn't just show up in, why can't it be in the same card? We place the LMG in the foxhole field in column 3, and as the package table indicates, we mark it unspotted by placing an unspotted marker next to the unit. Cover unspotted. So there is a foxhole with a light machine gun in it somewhere in the orchard. We haven't spotted it yet. Since the units on a card can only ever be spotted or unspotted, never both. Now see, so basically units are not spotted. You spot an area, it looks like. You do a spotting attempt on an area, even though it says a unit. Let me just finalize this. Since you use card can only be spotted, never both, you can save markers by simply placing a single unspotted. Okay. Units on a card can only ever be spotted or unspotted. So they're saying if a spotted unit ever goes into a card or an area with an unspotted unit, the unspotted unit automatically becomes spotted. The LMG immediately opens fire on 3-1 squad. We place a PDF marker between the orchard and open fields. Automatic weapons fire on the open fields and the unit is unspotted. 3-1 does not return fire. First, they have to work out which way the fire is coming from. With 2 cards now under VOF markers, we upgrade the contact level to engaged. There's a VOF here. There's a VOF here. This gets upgraded to engaged. So now when we draw, we're going to draw on a different table for number 1 when we resolve this potential contact over here. Now I think this one goes away. Check the final card, column 1. This time we draw 5 cards as indicated. None of the cards come up contact. No one is pinned yet, so no need to do anything in the pinned recovery segment. So now we're going to check all the cards on the map for combat effects. Now it didn't say specifically to remove this, but it did say to remove this. I think I'm going to remove this. It's been resolved. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I got about a half an hour left. I'm going to run upstairs real quick, maybe throw my coffee in the microwave real quick, and I'll be back. And we'll see what happens with the rest of this when I come back. Let me see if I can do this over here. Do this over here. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for the break. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're doing a pastry here to get rid of. I'll do it in the small camera so it doesn't look too so it doesn't look too you know. Very flaky pastry. Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Nope. Okay. So we are where? We over here. So now we are under the engaged marker right here. Two cards under VF markers, we upgrade the contact level to engaged and draw the final card and check the final card, column 1. This time we draw 5 cards as indicated on the potential contact draws chart. A lucky draw and none of the cards comes up contact. No one is pinned yet, so no need to do anything in the pinned recovery segment. We now check all the cards on the map for combat effects. So we are down to, we've evaluated the potential contacts. We are down to combat effects. We do not adjust the VOF PDF until 3.8, until the cleanup phase. So all these markers stay out here until the cleanup phase. But they're unspotted. That's why. I was going to say, wouldn't this get a PDF marker on it? But it's not spotted. It doesn't get a PDF marker till it's spotted. Okay, so I'm going to try to figure this out on my own. So this would be a -5. These guys are in big trouble because they're in an open field which has no natural cover, and they've got -2 for being exposed, -3 for incoming fire. So that's a -5. This one is 0, and then this one is -1 for automatic weapons and -2 for being exposed. So that's a -3, -5 and -3. Now, I'm thinking that they're going to say here, potentially, that no, it doesn't matter what order you resolve things in because everything's considered simultaneous. Yeah, combat effects can be checked in any order, so we'll just move left to right. So that's what they recommend you do. They recommend you move top to bottom, left to right, and then top to bottom. So if there was a VOF marker here, one here, one here, one here, you start on the top row, resolve those, come down to here, resolve this one, then come down here and resolve these. And you don't do anything with the PDF and the VOF markers until everything is resolved. Now, it would be cool if you, I don't know if there is a marker in the game that shows that you've resolved combat on that, in that area. It'd be nice if there was. So you could take a marker and just put it on there, combat resolved, whatever. A card 1, row 1, column 2. Card 1, row 1, column 2. Okay, this is the first one we're going to resolve. That's why it's card 1. Incoming mortar on squad, the second squad of the first platoon. -5. What card are we going to draw? Oh, -4 is the worst that things can get, so we draw an action card and check the results. The combat resolution section. It's 36, which is a hit. No surprise there. Card number 36. So these only go from -4 to +6. Every one of these cards in this row here only goes from -4 to +6. So it's a hit. No surprise. So now we have to find out what the results of the hit are. I think these guys are a line, right? But he's probably going to tell me what number to draw. We draw another card and check the hit effects area under line experience. Action card number 47 is drawn. They are line. So it is an F for, what does F mean again? Farm? No. F means fatigued? No. F means fire team. I think these guys are downgraded to a fire team. That's not so bad. F stands for fire team, and it means that one step of our 3-step squad is converted to a fire team. So what we're going to do is we're going to break off one step here. We're going to detach a step to a fire team. So we get another counter out of it. So this, you can see this one here has 2 steps left. This one has 1 step left. It means that one step of our 3-step squad is converted to a fire team. A generic World War II fire team is placed on the card, and 2-1 loses a step. So we flip it over to its 2-step side. We then mark both units pinned. A hit always results in pins. So Control P. Control P. But I want to see what the... Yeah, see, this is a generic... I'm not sure what this one is. I'm not sure what... So we need to draw a generic fire team. 9th Infantry. LAT fire team. Now see, I don't know. Maybe this flips over to something else? No. Maybe the bar team switches over to something else? It does not. So I guess it just gets this one then. It's not a bar. A bar is a Browning automatic rifle, and that's a specialized automatic weapon. Control P, pinned. I guess that's what it is, even though it doesn't show it down here. Those are the only 2, I guess. I mean, is there another, not assault team, not a litter team, it's core units. It's an LAT. They all have that G on them, so I don't know what that means. That stands for fire team. There are still 3 steps in the area. So basically, World War II squad was supposed to be like 10 to 12 men. So a step, you're talking about 3 to 4 men in a step. And so right now, there's still 10 to 12 men in the squad. But one has broken off to become a fire team. We haven't lost any steps, but now they are represented in 2 counters to indicate the loss of cohesion in the squad. Now the second card, automatic weapons, volume of fire and squad is 3. On squad 3-1. It was a -3, right? Train 0, volume fire is -3. Draw an action card, and we look up -3 in the combat resolution area. Combat resolution area card 24 indicates another hit. Number 24. Do 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 do. Number 24. Okay. And -3 is a hit. I draw a card. Underline. Is it going to tell me to draw a specific card? Card 23 indicates underline. Card 23 indicates P. Paralyzed, and then 1 step becomes a litter team. 1 step is paralyzed, and 1 step is a litter team, I think. We draw to check the results. Card 23 indicates that a line-rated unit, all of our units are line-rated, will suffer a PL hit. P stands for paralyzed, L for litter team. This is quite a bit worse than the F hit that 2-1 suffered. So you gotta, this mortar's dropping all around, but then you got a machine gun coming in, which actually has it has a higher VOF, and so the result shouldn't be as impactful technically. I mean, because if you think -5 is 2 steps lower than -3, but in this case, it was devastating. 1 step is converted to a paralyzed team. That's these guys right here. We're going to do a hit with paralyzed. One hit is attach a step. 1 hit on this one is a litter team. And 1 step just gets converted to a fire team. So, 1 step's converted to a paralyzed team, 1 step is converted to a litter team. Finally, when there are only 1 step remaining, we replace it with a generic World War II fire team. All 3 units are marked pinned. Some squads may consist of fire teams with different weapons for 1 or 2 steps. The mission book for each campaign will indicate what fire teams each squad breaks down into. Since the 3 steps of 3-1 have fully broken down and the original counter is no longer on the map, 3-1 squad is considered removed from play. This makes the squad eligible to be reconstituted later from any combination of 2 or 3 fire teams or assault teams. Cleanup phase. Yeah, I think the Germans already did that to us. They already cleaned up. Exposed markers are removed. Enemy units without valid targets will stop firing here, but that won't happen until all our units are reduced to casualties. Hopefully, we can prevent that. We're going to mark this as not exposed. The incoming marker will remain on the combat phase of the next turn. blocking line of sight from that card. This will make spotting the enemy LMG tricky. So for this card, we'll still have this counter on it. Oh, I've got to take this one off too. Clean up. Got to take that one off too. Finally, the turn marker is moved up to turn 2. I didn't do that yet, did I? Moved up to turn 2. Did I actually give any orders? I don't remember. Command marker slides up into the command tracking zone, and we go back to the start of the sequence of play. Not a great start. No, I would say it wasn't a great start. What did we do? Four commands are saved. Okay, yeah, you saved 4 commands. It's up into the command tracking zone. It can come back up here. Oh, we already did cleanup. Now this comes back up here, so it's going to be game turn 2. Not a great start, but no casualties yet. And so it looks a lot worse than it actually is. All these units are recoverable. Next turn, we need to spot the LMG, knock it out, and push on up the map. That's the end of turn 1. We use 3 actions from the action menus. This order is given. Activate. This order is given. Move to adjacent card. We already reviewed that one. Attempt to seek cover. We did that one. Note that besides the action move within a card, a unit cannot perform the same action twice in an impulse. So a unit can only move within a card if they're moving from outside of cover to, if they found cover, they can move into the cover. A unit cannot perform the same action twice in the same impulse. In addition, we looked at how to break down multiple step units into separate single step LATs. Rally action can be used to improve the status of LATs from paralyzed to litter to fire to assault teams. Reconstitute actions can be used to reform a squad that has been removed from play from fire or assault teams. I'm not sure why these counters that I have actually have a indicator on it. The 3 convert rally actions are separate actions, and as such can all be carried out in a single impulse. So you could rally from paralyzed to litter team to fire team to assault team in the same impulse. A hit result of C converts a step into a casualty, meaning all men in the step have either been killed or injured so badly they can no longer fight. This step is no longer recoverable. During a campaign game, a small number of replacement steps may be introduced to the company in between missions. These are used to replace the missing steps of any company units that suffered casualties or were taken prisoner. So this looks like this is the current state of affairs. So how does this match what I have here? Okay, here. Okay, they did remove the potential contact down here. Okay. So here we have that. We've got this one over here. They are pinned with the +3 incoming fire on there. This one has got the primary direction of fire down here, volume of fire. These guys are all pinned, and that's it. And these guys are still hanging out down here. Map at end of turn 1. Ugly. Turn 2. We're on to turn 2. Grab this over here. We already did the cleanup phase, all that, so we're going to come back up here. I got to blow my nose real quick. So I'm just going to turn off the mic. And I think we're going to leave it at that, because I got to leave in a couple minutes to go pick up my daughter. Well, let's review. I can review. Okay, so this guy's in trouble. These guys are in trouble. We need to do something to get them out of that incoming fire. These guys are kind of in trouble too. They're under this VOF and this. I mean, these guys basically fared worse than these guys. I mean, lost one step here, not lost, but one step was downgraded. But these guys, all 3 steps were downgraded of that squad. So it's going to be interesting to see what the trainer recommends doing here. We're back up to friendly higher HQ event phase. I don't think we're going to do anything here. We might. Probably going to do enemy activity check segment. We're on turn 2. We've got 4 saved commands from first platoon. And I'm going to save it here under come out here. Save game as. Let's see, why is it doing this? Usually it goes right into the file that I got the game from. Of course, VASSAL saved games. Okay, so we're going to keep up the, we're not doing keep up the fire. We're doing basic training setup. There goes my, what is this, assault, what? This is the platoon assault course 3, right? Assault course run 3. Let's do this, just copy the whole thing if it'll let me. Assault course run 3. Turn 2. Yeah. Basic training, assault course run 3, potential contact, turn 2. Let's save that. I don't think any more descriptions needed. So now when so this is VASSAL. So now when I restart this, all this will be saved. I don't need this up here. I can just open that later. I can open that later. All this will be saved when I open up the game, this particular game again. And then the cards will be saved where they're at. So that is VASSAL. Very cool program. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my daughter. Might be on later. Might be on tonight. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Close all those tabs. Close this tab. Close this. Close this. I guess I'll do my outro. I'll do my outro. And wherever you are in the wide world, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, because I know I get a fair amount of VOD watchers, fair amount, 1 or 2. Wherever you are, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, put yourself in a position to be blessed and be blessed. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. If I didn't see you, is anybody in here? Yeah. The Metaphysician? Or is it, what does it say here? Yeah, The Metaphysician. Hi, Meta. I'm leaving right now. I got to pick up my daughter after school. I might be on later, but you can watch the VOD. The VOD will be up here for a few weeks, and then I also upload them to YouTube. So I am signing off. So I hope everybody has a good day. Like I said, no matter where you are, morning, afternoon, evening, or night, put yourself in a position to be blessed and be blessed. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.